Hello there. Today we are talking about display cabinets. Bit of history for you. So, over the last 18 months, I've downsized my retro toy collection and put a lot of stuff into storage while I reshaped the rooms that it was in here at Nostalgia Detective Towers. And now I'm in a position to get all these items back out on display. Now, in the past, I had the kind of standard IKEA display cabinets, which were fine, but they were obviously square in their shape. They had the fixed shelves, so you couldn't get a lot of items in there really. You kind of could squash in action figures, but if you had like vehicles or things like that, they just didn't really fit properly with the door shutting and everything like that. So I wanted to look at other options when I was looking for a new display cabinet, and I came across the Billy bookcases from IKEA and have gone for one of those options. And I thought I'd let you know what I got here today, as well as showing you a post-build video so you can get a better understanding of what I did. And if you want to choose that for your display cabinets, you can go ahead and ask me some questions and stuff like that. So let's take a look at what I got. I went for the Billy bookcase with the Högbo door combination. So here, obviously, we're looking at UK prices because it's on the UK website. But essentially, I went for the 80 centimeter wide option, the 30 centimeters deep, and the 202 centimeters high. The depth seems to be fixed for all these Billy bookcases, and the depth is actually really good. I was really surprised how deep all the shelves were. The doors, the Högbo doors, they're glass doors. Now, I originally bought a 40 centimeter wide bookcase for books, and I saw the option for the glass doors, and I kind of went for it to see what they were like, and they're really good. So what you're seeing here, they have the option to have either a white or black kind of background to the glass door, so you don't have to see in it, and you can also do custom images as well. And I didn't go for that option, so you can take those. You don't have to fit those things, and I think that's probably the best thing you're going to get of the glass. But you can have it without the backing on it, and they're really good. And the doors are really good, obviously, and you can see straight through. With the 80 centimeter one, you get the double doors, and if you're going for just the 40 centimeter, you just get the single. So that's kind of gives you a view on how wide the doors are. I also wanted to go for lighting for this display cabinet, and I had a look on YouTube, and there were some recommendations for IKEA stuff. I originally was going to go for the Philips Hue strip light, but I realized that how much that was actually going to cost me in order to kind of get the shelves lit up how I wanted it. And plus, yeah, it's fiddly, the old snipping of the old LED lighting. I didn't really want to go for that. And I sort of centered on a decision to go for the LED light strips from IKEA as well. Now, these are originally for kitchen cabinets, and you can kind of connect them along your cabinets and things like that. They come in various different sizes. So I went for the 60 centimeter for the 80 centimeter wide shelves, because when you put the shelves on, they're kind of 73, 75 centimeters. So they fit quite nicely on the shelves. But there are other options you can go for as well. They kind of screw on with two screws, and then you clip them on and plug in the cable, and that's it. It's all kind of self-contained. My one piece of advice for these lights, though, is make sure you buy all the accessories, because IKEA, if you bought stuff from IKEA, especially lighting, electrical, as you know, they always like to go for their own special accessories. The light bulbs are IKEA only, and these strip lights are no exception. And I made a mistake here by following the advice on the website, so I'll give you my tip. As with all IKEA items, they have this section here which says must be completed with. And I went down this rabbit hole and bought all the necessary items to fill out my order. But it wasn't until I arrived I realized they don't come with the connector cables. So what you need to do is make sure you've got the MITTLED. You then have to buy the Vagdar connector cables. I went for two LED lights. So I'm going one for the roof of the display cabinet, one for the underneath the fixed shelf in the middle. So I had to buy two of these cables. You then have to buy what's called a wireless control driver, or driver for wireless control. You don't need the wireless control, but you need this to power the lights. So those cables that I show you, they plugged into here. And I think you can get, what's it, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, whatever. You can plug in multiple lights. So if you've got multiple cases, you don't need to buy one for each bookcase. You can just buy enough and then plug the lights in. And then you have to buy a cattle lead to plug in the back there. And that is standard one there. You can probably get them cheaper, but I went for the set here because I was buying them all. And that's all you need for your lighting. So I ordered everything and I've built it. I'll send you over to Past Me, who can talk you through some of the tips that I learned from building it, and I'll see you in a few minutes. So here is the completed Billy bookcase Högbo door display cabinet setup. I've gone for a combination of glass shelves and wooden shelves because I want to house collectibles and books as well. I thought I'd just give you a bit of an insight into the build and some tips about things to look out for if you want to copy this build in the future. The first thing is I'm going to put pops on these glass shelves. They're going to be on a 3-tiered podium from Wicked Bricks. They're going to be out of their boxes. So I got the measurements of the Wicked Bricks podium from their website. I measured the height of a standard pop and got the shelf put in first. Now the reason because I put the shelf in first is because of these little things here. They are different to the standard wooden shelf. Standard wooden shelf, you lift it up, you put it down, and you can take it in and out. But with the glass shelf, they can only go in with the doors off, because if you see this, look, it's got a bit of a lip here. You can't push or pull that out without the doors not being on. And I can tell you, it's an absolute faff to get these doors on because of these hinges here, specifically these bits, getting them all lined up. So I can imagine how much of a faff it would be to put the doors on, realise you made a mistake, and then have to take the doors off again. So get your measurements right for your glass shelf before you put the doors on. I've got MITTLED lights from IKEA. These are kitchen cabinet lights, and they are on the top bit here and also on the fixed shelf here. Now, originally, I had these stuck on with command hooks because I wasn't sure about where I wanted to position them. But I actually then swapped it to the clips and the screwing clips that come with it, because the command hooks kept slipping off, because under here is like a bit of a lip and they wouldn't stick properly. So I'd advise putting these on right at the start of the build before you put it all together to get it straight, because mine's not quite straight up there and it's giving my OCD a little bit of a tingle. But anyway, nevertheless, they're on, they look really good. The cable comes down here, as you can see. I've drilled a hole through the back and the cables run down the back of the bookcase. And that's the same for the light in the middle as well. This one's a little bit more straighter. They all run down here to 2 units. You've got the controller unit and then the power unit. The controller unit's a little white thing there, and all the cables are coming out the back, and the controller unit's there. They plug in here. I've got a spare Philips Hue smart plug plugged in, but for the sake of this test, we will just flip the switch. And here is the lights. So, light goes down through the glass to the next one really well. I've positioned them, they're not quite, if you can see, they're not quite in the middle. They are sort of lined up with these sort of screw hole things here, because I found that the shadow was the shadows aren't as bad from this angle as they are in the middle. You'd be surprised. Putting them in the middle casts more of a shadow on the items that are on the glass shelf and actually the shelf underneath. So by moving it forward, it alleviated that shadow. So again, if you want to get some good visuals, the light lined up with it's the back of the light, so that also the front of the light that's facing me, facing out, lined up with the this side of the screw there. So you can see it's the outer side of the screw with that. And these just clip on and clip off, and you can pull them off, put them back on again quite easily. I think this is a really good bookcase. It is really deep. It's really wide. This is the 80cm width one. The deep's really good, so you can do a combination of books, like I said, pops on podiums, or larger collectibles, and it works really well. And I'm really chuffed with it. Right, well, there we are. There is my complete setup. If you've got any questions about the build or how it all works, how it's all set up, I need to clean that bit, then please put a comment in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Right, thank you very much, past me. I hope you like those tips from the build. Like I said, if you've got any questions about the build, stick it in the comments below and I will do my best to help you. Likewise, if you've got any questions about display cabinets in general, give us a shout and I'll see what I can do to help. I think once I've got those wicked bricks podiums that I talked about and got my items back in the bookcase, I'll do a follow-up video so you can see what it all looks like when it's full and with the lighting and everything else. I have put books on the bottom shelf already and it's actually surprisingly wide. I didn't realize actually how wide the 80cm bookcase is. So if you're just after a standard bookcase to fill up with all your book collection, then go for the Billy bookcases because they're great. Right, that's it for display cabinets. I will be back soon with more nostalgia detective videos. Until next time, cheerio for now. Bye-bye.